how to get frosted tips like my boy Guy Fieri.
No, it's a new segment I invented. It's called Guy Another Day, and it's a Guy Fieri update, just like checking in on Guy Fieri, see what he's into.
All right.
Wait, like minute by minute? Like right now? What is he doing?
No, just like when he does something notable.
Okay.
My wife sent me a quote from a real interview that Guy Fieri did with a Vice property called Munchies. And they asked him where Flavortown was. Have you guys seen this?
No, but I would really like to make guesses as to his answer.
Just fucking hold on for literally probably the quote of your life.
Oh my God.
I want this to be my eulogy. Okay, here we go. On camera, I once said, "This pizza looks like a manhole cover in Flavortown."
I'm sorry. I know that's not the funny part of the quote, but I hadn't heard that one before.
Willy Wonka had a chocolate stream, you know? So it's taking these iconic food items, these iconic food moments, and giving them a home. They all live in Flavortown. It's like one of those things in the Matrix. You can only get down with Flavortown if you believe in Flavortown. I have people walk up to me and say, "Hey, I'm a citizen of Flavortown." I have people that want to pledge to be a city council member of Flavortown or the mechanic. It doesn't stop.
Their names are Justin, Travis, and Griffin McElroy. They email me every week.
What would be the airline of Flavortown?
Wait,
Sausage
he said
Airlines?
that? Wait.
I'm reading the fucking quote.
What would within his own statement about Flavortown,
He began to pose his own questions to flesh out the universe.
What would be the airline of Flavortown?
What would be the titles of the Star Wars movies in Flavortown?
Sausage Airlines? It just doesn't stop. I just said it. And then people heard it.
Goes all the way to the top.
Here's the fucking cherry on this bad boy. Of course, there's no Flavortown unless you believe in it.
Oh my God, you scared me so bad. Because of course I do. Like, you scared me fucking really, really bad for a second there, Guy.
What role does Mr. Fieri play in the politics and the running of Flavortown?
Doesn't. Are you fucking kidding me? Guy Fieri wandered into Flavortown as one might wander into Narnia and discovered its dark secret. He was transformed by a satyr. And
interesting.
And then he returned to us through his magic pizza oven that he climbed out of, and somebody was like, "What the fuck happened to your hair and face and body?" And he was like, "I don't know, it got wild over there."
These sunglasses are fused to the back of my head.
Yeah, and then
those are covering the eyes that he uses to watch his back constantly in case Flavortown comes for him, because they do they're called reclaimers. And what they do is they escape. They are given permission to walk in our world, and if you speak of Flavortown, then they're hunting you. They're basically hunting people who can let their secret be known.
But then, Justin, why does Mr. Fieri why does he draw their wrath? He could just stay quiet about Flavortown.
Oh, because he stole their fucking secrets.
And also he's very good with his spark lance. That's one of the weapons that he took from Flavortown from the armory. And when the reclaimers come for Guy Fieri, he uses the spark lance that he stole from Flavortown to defend himself.
And that's why that's why he must always be on the move, moving from diner to drive-in to dive, never stopping, never sleeping. Right.
That's why they play the sad Incredible Hulk music at the end of every episode. Yeah, Drives and Dives, because he's on the way. He's got to keep on the move because they're always looking for him.
This does make sense because I actually went to a restaurant not 2 days ago that had one of those like Guys Been Here panels. And I always thought that was like because we're on the show. And now I'm thinking maybe it's like a memorial plaque because like he finished filming and then fought off. Like 4 reclaimers saved all of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever see one of those plaques, just to stay near it for a while, and eventually you'll see someone come in that looks like a predator made out of fettuccine alfredo.
Yeah.
And that's a reclaimer.
It's just Guy and his hot rod and his spark lance just driving from place to place, just trying to find the secret that's gonna get the Flavortown reclaimers off of his back. And really, the last Final Fantasy game was loosely based off of Guy Fieri's story. It's kind of like a cool crossover.
Here's what the history books don't tell you. There was actually a time at which Flavortown and our world were one.
Interesting.
And they actually were torn apart, though there is a small like Venn diagram overlap in the pizza oven that Mr. Fieri uses to travel betwixt the two planes. Now, Mr. Fieri is trying to draw them back into overlap.
That world was called the personal Pangea, right?
Correct. And so Mr. Fieri is trying to pull the two worlds back into alignment. But now the government of Flavortown realizes that if that happens, they will lose all the control over their delicious citizens that they come to rely on and really bask in. So now, they're trying to stop the convergence, the flavor convergence.
The flavor singularity, because it's going to, if he's unsuccessful, it's going to happen. And we're going to get like a shot of like an 8-year-old in Iowa or something, and she bites into a crisp, a Honey Crisp apple, and just fucking pizza sauce spills out of it. And she's like, Mama, something's wrong. And then you look up into the sky and it's just noodles, zesty noodles falling out.
Well, that's the thing. It's like right now, everything you taste is maybe 1% of what the actual
You would die. If you got a fucking unfiltered Flavortown, you would be destroyed.
This is like The Giver, right? Only Mr. Fieri remembers flavor. And he has to tell us about it because flavor has been removed from our lives. But if this convergence happens, the flood of flavor would knock your tongue out the back of your head.
The secret is, and the thing that they're really trying to keep him from, is there is a tower that connects our world to Flavortown.
Yeah.
And in order to get to, you have to follow, they call them cream beams. They're beams made of different cream sauces.
Yeah.
And you can follow them to the tower that unites
to
and the man who controls it all is the sorcerer. And the
sorcerer
he defends the cream beams, but he also like tries to keep interlopers out, you know? So he has to sneak past the sorcerer to get into Flavortown every time. It's truly a miraculous tale when you really sit down and think about it.
I've recently started a mural commission for a Guy's Aikido studio. Important clarification from me, the oldest brother, Justin McElroy. This is Guy's Possessive, not, an Aikido studio for the guys.
The G is also lowercase. This is not Guy Fieri. It's a Aikido studio.
Wow, can I just say what a beautiful pronunciation?
Thank you very much. I've been watching a lot of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Also,
wait, stop the podcast. Why have you been...
He's also, as we all know, a Krav Maga guy. So
that's why he keeps his eyes on the back of his head.
Exactly.
So he's always ready for the attack.
Yes.
He has 2 sets of eyes. It's not important.
These are my new Krav Maga fries. You're going to love these things.
Okay. So I'm back at my table with my food. Eventually, he comes out from behind the counter to do like an in-person interview with one of the local news journalists, and he's like,
okay, stop again.
Yeah.
Everybody, take a second to pretend you're that journalist and try to think of your first question. So Guy Fieri, why did you open up a chicken to the restaurant at Walt Disney World? Okay, I'm done. Go.
So they're talking. Maybe they're talking for like 20 minutes or so, and I'm like right there. I'm just like.
The interview goes on for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Was it James Lipton? What the fuck?
There was like a whole crowd around them. There were people taking pictures. It was like an event.
Chanting. I also need to know. You say you were right there. Give me like a distance. How far were you from Guy Fieri?
I want to say it was like less than 10 feet.
Okay. You were in the Guy zone. Nobody else fucking talk. The story, I need it. It's the air that I breathe.
So he gets up and he's like taking a picture with one of the people up front, like a fan, I guess. And I have a little like I made a sign out of like the wax paper that covers the tray. It said, "Mayor Fieri, please feed me a tendy."
Imagine me scooping you up in my arms, okay? I'm very proud of you, son. You did a very good job today. Daddy's very proud of you.
It means a lot. So he's taking the picture, he sees it, and he goes, so you want me to feed you a tender? And I go, yeah, because the thing did a little wild here. Joey Fatone a couple years ago fed me a hot dog at the grand opening of his hot dog stand.
That wasn't in the email.
You are a lot, my dude.
You expect Guy Fieri to be like, oh, you're the feeding stuff too, Guy. Joey warned me.
I won't be outdone by Joey Fatone. Not again.
Close, Travis. He said, I don't want to take you. That's you and Joey's thing.
Okay, that's very respectful of him.
Very respectful of him.
What is the name of Joey Fatone's
It's
hot
called,
dog run?
It's called Fat Ones.
Sick. Great. No, listen, no. There's
Is
a lot
it
of
possibly called Fatone's and you're just a jerk?
possibly. Listen.
Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff. We have to get to your question.
So he offers to toss the tender into my mouth.
Sick.
A hot tender, like fresh out the fryer?
Probably not.
It was my last remaining tender I had in my box. It was a little cold, but it was fine. I saved it for this reason.
And
I gave him my tender, and I stepped back a couple feet, and he tossed the tender into my mouth. The tenders look big, so
Yeah, sure.
It got into my mouth and kind of just like bounced out onto the floor.
sure.
I'm not proud of you anymore, son.
Well, should I have eaten the tender off of the floor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
And you should have eaten it off the floor.
Yeah.
Like hands and knees.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
So dope.
Are you all down with Guy Fieri yet, or what?
I think so.
Down with or down on Guy Fieri?
Are
Down
you all
around.
down by Guy Fieri, because he
Now, that
is-
time it sounded like you said down by him.
I did. Down by Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I'm just take a left on second, and I'm down by Guy Fieri. You can't miss me.
So, good news for everybody on Earth, especially those in Miami. Chicken Guy, let me say it again because there's an exclamation point at the end. Chicken Guy is a fast casual.
guy.
It's a fast casual chain dedicated to serving delicious, succulent chicken tenders paired with 22 signature sauces meant to please all palates. Hey, Guy, that's so many sauces.
You can't have 22 or something and call them all signature sauces, right?
Yeah, you can't put your signature on all these. The menu at Chicken Guy features, you guessed it, fucking chicken. All natural,
Fucking chicken idiot. How can
Fresh
you even read this?
all natural fresh chicken tenders, hand pounded. Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Hand pounded to max.
Oh, God.
Okay, fresh chicken tenders, hand pounded to maximize crunch.
Oh, golly.
Hey, hand pounded to maximize crunch and paired with a wide selection of delicious sauces. Hey, PR writer, you just said you got 22. Like, we know it's a wide selection. Stop fucking bragging and tell us about hand pounding chicken. There are sides like chicken Guy fries
Huh?
with Guy's special fry seasoning. There's crowd pleasing Mac
Salt.
Daddy.
Salt. It's salt and red stuff.
It's some red
don't
stuff
know.
I found.
I don't know what the red stuff is, but it hurts everyone's mouth.
Fieri, a chef, TV personality, entrepreneur, and New York Times bestselling author. You know, it's fun to imagine a person that doesn't know who Guy Fieri is, but did read those first 3 paragraphs. Like, who is this?
I am hooked.
I love it. Once again, creating blends of spices and seasoning. Oh my God. He's brought his signature blend of authentic meets surprising flavors to Chicken Guy. Once again, creating blends of spices and seasonings that keep his fans coming back for more. I do appreciate that they are honest enough to admit that it is people that enjoy Guy Fieri and not necessarily his cuisine that are coming back to lap these things up. In this new concept, Fieri has taken the chicken tender, endowed it with a proprietary blend of flavors.
He is not the Lord.
And then
And Fieri has looked down and blessed the chicken with some pepper, I guess. Probably.
Then with God as my witness, the next line of this is, and provided guests with a myriad of delicious sauce options. Fucking, if you look at me, Guy, if you tell me about how many fucking sauces you have one more time, I'm going to peel open your tear ducts and I'm going to pour your spicy double, triple pickle habanero ranch right down them. I knew the good people of Miami love the real deal because some of my favorite diners, drive-ins, and dives joints are in the area, says Fieri. There's one more quote that I did want to share with you, and it's one of the most American quotes we've ever had on the show. I absolutely love working with Guy on Chicken Guy, and I can't wait to open at Aventura Mall, says Planet Hollywood founder and chairman Robert Earl. We've found the perfect venture with Chicken Guy, a proven crowd pleaser based on our first location at Disney Springs. I can't believe you would do this at Mickey's house. You would do this?
You would do this in Mickey's
At
home?
Mickey's house?
He lives there, dog.
Just inches away from his bed?
That's where Mickey lives, and you do it at Mickey's house?
That's
think
where
we
his
had a-
dog stays.
I think we had a listener at a live show say he had Guy Fieri feed him a chicken tender at this grand opening at Disney Springs. I didn't hear any complaints about the meat or the bevy of the nearly 24 sauces available. So maybe this is good chicken.
Maybe,
it's good chicken.
listen, I love a Tendo. Given the chance, I'll eat it.
I know his nasty track record. I'll still eat his Tendos.